Good morning. Nice to see you all. Beautiful Palm Beach County. Please be looking over the minutes. And Captain, would you please lead us in the pledge?
My pleasure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. While you're looking over the minutes, I think we'll go to the law enforcement report.
Thank you, Dave. Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's enjoying this wonderful month of May. I don't have too much to say. I'm going to turn it over to Lieutenant Hill here in a minute for the Century Village report. But just want to make everyone aware the summer months are coming, so hurricane season, make sure we start making our preparations. It's always better to start early than to get caught up in something and then try to catch up. Just to let you know, we had a couple incidences involving traffic crashes in the village in April. So in the next couple weeks, I always like to give warnings. I think I'd try to be fair, especially on Okeechobee when I'm going to be doing a traffic initiative. So there's going to be a lot more presence of traffic deputies within Century Village in the next couple weeks. So for those of you that appreciate it, I'm just letting you know they're going to be in here, and that just drive safe and be careful because I'm going to have them here at all different hours of the day. So, all right? So just a little, fair warning. Okay.
Morning, everyone. Pretty good month. We had no persons crimes reported, which we're happy for. We had one, it's classified as an auto theft. Actually, it's one of the maintenance golf carts. So they left it with the keys in it. We found it a short distance away. So somebody just took a little joyride in the golf cart. We had one vehicle burglary reported, a pickup truck. Somebody broke the window, but they didn't take anything. We had several fraud cases. These continue to be the biggest issue in the village and the biggest thing that you can have an impact on. One person got the classic phone call that, from Microsoft, your computer's been compromised, send us a bunch of prepaid, cards of some sort and we'll fix it for you. Fortunately, the victim recognized it for what it was and didn't fall for it. We did have a resident, though, that paid almost $1,000 in prepaid Google Play cards in the old mystery shopper scam. If you haven't been apprised of that, you get the phone call or the email that you've been selected to be a mystery shopper for whatever company, and they will pay you and they'll send you a check but ask you to send back some prepaid cards because it's more than you're supposed to get, and you'll find the check will be fraudulent and you're going to be out whatever you sent them in those cards. And then we had one that had some fraudulent or some suspicious activity on their credit statement, went to the bank and got it taken care of right there. A couple of thefts were reported. A tag that was expired that was left on the car that was in the parking lot's missing. We had a bicycle taken, and we had some household items reported missing after some guests had been over. And we had one unfounded report of a lost wallet, which was actually found later. A couple of minor vandalism complaints. One was supposedly they thought it was a neighbor, but they have signed a refusal, so we are not pursuing that any further. One door handle on a car was damaged, and we had reported some screws in a tire. So overall, a very good month. Unfortunately, we had a few wrecks, as the captain alluded to. We had some crashes, one of which was relatively serious. A pedestrian was struck. We did investigate that, and the driver was arrested for DUI. So that will work its way through the court system as it needs to. Total about 230 events. That's everything that generated some type of a computer incident here, and 52 written reports. So overall, a very good month. Continue to watch your credit statements and bank statements and things like that. That's one of the biggest things you can have an impact on, as well as making sure you keep doing what you're doing because they're going down, is locking your cars. Hurricane season comes June 1st. If you haven't already done so, please think about your personal plan. Make your choices about what you're going to do. If your plan is to leave, have that plan in place and make sure you leave early enough. As you know, if people wait until the last minute and the roads are clogged, and then they wind up, they can't go anywhere. So if your plan is to leave, then make those plans. If you're going to stay, make sure that you have those preparations done. If you have essential medications, talk to your doctor about getting a little extra supply in the anticipation that during hurricane season, if we have a storm, you may not get to the drugstore, or they may not be able to get trucks in with deliveries. Those may be delayed. So if you have those kind of things, think about stocking up on some extra water. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to buy, we tell you to keep 3 or 4 days of supplies. Pick up a few extra things each time you go to the store, and you'll have it by the time the season really gets into swing. But whatever personal plan you choose to follow, now's the time to start thinking about it when it's not upon us. And hopefully it's all for nothing, and we go through and, you just had a good practice session. Does anybody have any questions this morning? Yes, sir. We had somebody that gave a check out that was supposedly cashed. It was one of the fraud cases. That's being worked. But technically that didn't occur in the village, so that's a very difficult thing. If you issue a check to someone, that's very difficult for you to stop them from doing something nefarious with the check. The biggest thing we want to stress is the things that you have control over. When you write a check to someone, it's very difficult for you to control what they do with it. Anything else? Yes, in the back. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
All right, would you please come up to the microphone? Your question may be of interest to many others.
The price is right. Come on down.
I say I walk quite a bit, and there's a car down by Sussex E backed in with no license plate on. Do we report that to anybody, or they take care of it themselves?
The parking lots of the individual units or buildings or associations are their responsibility. If they have something in their bylaws that says they can't have unlicensed vehicles there, then that's up to them to enforce, through an agreement with a tow company or whatever. Please, if you see a car that's suspicious that you think is strange, feel free to call us and we'll take a look at it. But we can't enforce the individual association rules. That's up to that association to handle.
Yes.
Anyone else?
Yes, I get about between 3 and 5 calls a day without anybody talking on the other line. Are you familiar with this kind of a scam or something?
I get about 5 a day myself. They're just scam calls. They're looking to get people to talk to them sometimes.
Yeah.
Just the best thing is just ignore them. They're robo-generated. It's a plague. Anyone else? It's a plague.
Can you give that to David?
Nobody can hear you, dear, but would you please come up to the mic?
I'm sorry.
Never mind. All right.
All right. Anyone else? You guys have a great day.
All right.
And we'll see you this
And of
afternoon.
course, we will hope to see you at our security meeting this afternoon,
We'll be there.
as usual. Thank you very much. We have 135 signed-in delegates, hence, clearly, we have a quorum. All right. And I know a lot of snowbirds have already started to leave, so it's good. And we can proceed. Are there any corrections to the minutes? which you've all had plenty of time to look over. You see a hand? Please, come up, sir. No, he's coming to the mic.
In this packet, I think there should be a correction. It said that you can return your Comcast boxes and everything to the clubhouse. I don't think they take it there anymore. I think you have to take it to the UPS store on Community.
All right. You're half right and half. We've got a new service set up, thanks to the hard work of our CAM. UPS will have people here in the old ceramics room every Friday in May from 9 to 12. I'm told they've already today taken in 30 pieces of equipment. UPS will issue a receipt with serial numbers. If you can, bring in an old Comcast bill, makes their work a lot easier, or if you can, bring in a Comcast bill. And if you have additional, bring in your account number. But that's not critical. If you show up with the gear, you'll get a receipt for it.
But if it's not on Friday, then you have to take it to the UPS
It is
store.
Friday.
But
At other times, yes. You can always take it to 1401 North Point Boulevard, which is the local Comcast office. Sure.
Or the UPS.
Or
store
UPS.
On the UPS in the shopping center on Community.
Okay.
Near the Publix
Yeah.
there. Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Anything else on the minutes? All right, then the minutes will be accepted as presented. I should tell you up front that there's a mistake under new business. This is a premature entry, so exit out. It's very important. We will be searching for a new editor-in-chief. Bobby Levin has resigned as of May 1st. Any of you out there, or anyone you may know who has newspaper experience, publication experience, please come in and fill out one of our committee applications. And I assure you, you will be heard. All right, moving right along to the treasurer's report.
Good morning, everyone. On the first quarter, so we have January through March 2019 versus the annualized budget. As you go down, you'll notice that for the most part, everything is, better than we anticipated. There are a few line items that sometimes will skew the number. So if you look at things like insurance, where we have the budgeted number and then the entire expense. So, for the most part, everything else should work out to where if you multiplied it by 4, that would be what we expect to use for 2019. We've opened up the Seacoast bank account and money has been transferred in there. So far, they've given the interest rate that they had said, which was the 1.76. At the end of, as soon as we close out April, at the next delegates meeting, we'll check that number, and then I'll give a report on the interest that's been earned so far. And then I'm also going to update the CD account so that way we can see the interest that we've earned from that account as well. Besides that, everything's pretty much the same as last month. I hope the year-to-date is making it a little bit easier. We've also split up some of the items, like on the laundry expenses, where we wanted to pull electricity and water out. So we now have that being reported on the financials, so you can see that the laundry room is paying for itself. And that's pretty much it. Do I have any questions?
Any questions for the treasurer? Please come up.
Good morning.
As you know, we rent the clubhouse, plus we pay all the expenses. I would like to know the exact amount of money each unit owner pays for the rental of the clubhouse.
It's a WPRF issue.
Yeah, it's, Olga, it's approximately 66%, I believe, of your coupon. That's rent. The other little chunk, not so little, is for maintenance,
Thank you very much, David.
right?
If I could get an exact amount
Well,
in
look at you-
terms of money,
yes,
I will be delighted.
We can get the exact percentage from Monica.
Thank
right?
you.
Sure. As I recall, it was something like 66%. But you're right, exact is better. And we shall, is Eva here?
Goes up every year.
Yeah, well, of course, it increases every year. We're well aware of this in terms of renegotiation of the Millennium Amendment, and maybe we have some tricks up our sleeve this time. Okay, I think we have some distinguished guests who we should bring up. So that we'll start with Commissioner Weiss, District 2. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. All right. Well, let me, a couple things, and just to add on and reiterate what Captain Palenzuela was talking about as it relates to hurricane preparedness. You know, the Palm Beach County Emergency Operations, we have a special needs shelters. So that's available to you if that's something that you think you're going to need. You can sign up online, or you can call our Emergency Operations Center, and that's 561-712-6400, and, you know, make arrangements to have space available to you. The other thing, and I'll just reiterate it, I mean, you can't be prepared enough for the storm season. So starting now, as I said, making a little bit of an investment each month so it doesn't impact your budget too much, and get yourself ready with water and medicine and food. You need to have a minimum of 3 days of supplies available, but it would be better if you had a few more days. Update, for the last 2 years, there have been no accidents over at the Haverhill and Century Boulevard intersection, and so the no turn on red sign has been removed. So be very careful, be cautious when you're making your turns. And then I want to let you know, you may not know, we have in Palm Beach County, we have a special memorial for service members killed in action that are residents of Palm Beach County. And 2 weeks ago, I had the honor to host an event for Jonathan Farmer's family. Jonathan Farmer, if you don't recall, was killed in action in Syria in January. And he grew up here in Palm Beach County as a resident of Palm Beach County. His mom and dad live in Palm Beach Gardens. His in-laws live here as well. And we had a beautiful ceremony for them, unveiling the memorial and adding his name. There are unfortunately 11 names above his on this memorial. We'll also be creating a memorial for Blue Star and Gold Star families as well. So, and it's located over at Lake Lytle Park. If you haven't seen it, it's a beautiful area. We have a whole area dedicated to our services, and in there is a memorial, and it's a very nice place. It's very peaceful, and his family was just so appreciative of the outpouring of support. So if you have an opportunity and stop by and visit, it's very moving. And then lastly, there was a discussion about the robocalls or spam calls. Well, you can call and report robocalls to 877-382-4357. Again, that's 877-382-4357 or 877-FTC-HELP.
Could you say that a little bit faster?
A little bit faster? Okay, here we go. No. 877-382-4357.
Thank you.
Okay. Or you can also sign up online to have your phone registered. That would be at www.donotcall.gov. You forgot the dot? Yeah, www.donotcall.gov. And you can sign your phone up. That's all I have to report. Any questions? All right. Hearing none, I will see you next month.
All right, thank you. I don't see any other distinguished guests. No? All right. I was remiss in not reminding you all that this meeting is being videotaped for later onward publication to the World Wide Web. All right? And, all right. So let's go around the table here. Sandy?
Good morning. He remembered my name, and I wish I could take advantage of that and have a nice report, but I have nothing to report this morning, so have a good day.
All right. Thank you. Fausto? Oh, David, I didn't see him.
Must be all that weight I'm losing. Two quick items. Just remember, bulk trash is to be put out on Thursday evening or early Friday morning. No one likes to look at dumpsters that have bulk trash sitting out all day. And also, bulk trash does not mean that you are allowed to put construction material out. That's supposed to be taken by the contractors off the village. And the second thing is on Sunday, the 26th of May, the Act Two Repertory Theater is going to have a program in Room C, $3 donation, and it's all the monies are going to go to the honor flight, so please be sure and be there. Thank you.
All right. And Fausto?
Do I get to talk now? Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad I'm big enough to block Dave, so you can't see him. I just want to say that last month and so far in the paper, I put out that we're looking for volunteers at UCO, and I have a perfect 0 calls. So I'm the person to see for whatever positions you want. Come in, fill in a form, talk to me personally. If you haven't had a chance to read the reporter, I'm asking you to have a little bit of personality and some computer skills if you have them. If not, but we're looking for people to volunteer, and we're looking for people to be pleasant. With that, I'm going to say thank you, and see you next month.
Hi. I don't know if Fausto remembers this, but he's the reason I got involved in UCO. I came in one day with a question from my board, and on my way out, he said, "Oh, by the way, do you know anything about computers?" And I went, "Yeah, I do." A week later, I was working the front desk giving out gate passes. So it does happen. You can have a good time at UCO. It's very different from the inside than what it is from looking from the outside. We have a good time. We're a solid group of volunteers, and we love what we do, and we welcome you to join us. Now, on to baseball. I just got a notice the other day that there are going to be some local games. They're going to cost $5. Parking is going to be free. There are 4 games during the month of June. I will have it up on the website, and I will send it over to the reporter for publication on June 1st, so you'll have plenty of time to go see these games. Now, as far as the start of hurricane season, I do not want to take John's Gloria Way, but I want to remind everyone in the building, in each of your buildings, make sure someone has a landline. Make sure you know who your CERT representative is. Make sure you know who's staying and who's leaving. And also, who needs help in your building and who can help those people who need help. You have a lot of snowbirds. Those snowbirds have left. It's now time to regroup. I spent 10 years at FPL in the communications division, and we started planning early, and I suggest you do the same. Planning is the key to good organization over the summer months. I wish you all good luck. If you need anything, come to UCO. We'll see how we can help you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Louise. A few points collateral to the PBSO report. You may be aware of this, you may not. On Easter Sunday, of all times, a person who was arrested in here driving under the influence struck a 7-year-old girl. Thank God the girl was minimally injured, but she was taken to the hospital. She's fine now. Another person came flying out of Community Drive, lost control on the left turn. Didn't quite go through the fence, but made a real mess of it over in the extreme northeast corner of the village. Due to the quick work of our CAM, that fence has been fixed. I personally saw someone, for no good reason, run over a duck. This harmless little creature, which is the delight of our grandchildren. I mean, I was on the way home, made me absolutely sick. This poor creature. Please be careful. All right? I have people pass me across the yellow line all the time because I'm committing the sin of driving at the speed limit. I heard the announcement about the right turn on